additional eggs, so we're gonna have like 40 ducks within the next month. Well, she'll start butchering some next week. Um, but we were talking about like our life these days is not quite as idyllic as the Hobbit lifestyle because we don't, we're not fully in the countryside. But like we went and looked at properties last, was it Sunday? Is today Tuesday or Wednesday? I forget what day it is today. Today's Wednesday. On Sunday, we went out and hung out with her sisters and drove around the countryside and went and looked at farm properties to buy. And we went to this little small town. I don't even know if there's 1,000 people that live there. It's really out in the middle of nowhere. There's one. It's not even a convenience store. That's how small it is. There's a little corner shop that's like a mom and pop place, and there's like a fish. There's a lagoon and there's like a fish hatchery there. Anyway, we were looking at property out there, and we were like, if we lived here, like we're 10 minutes from the town where her family lives, but we're like 3 hours from the nearest city, and there's nothing out there. Like nothing. Like there's barely any traffic. Um, it's flat is the only thing I don't like. It's too hot, but we've been looking. It's too hot here. We would prefer to buy something up the mountain, but we've been looking at properties, and it's like we were discussing what it would be like to live out there. She said the only downside is there's like no services. So I would definitely be living off of Starlink at that point, because I don't think there's any internet out there. Now, the other town near where we live, if we walk, I think it's like, I would have to ask her. We walked there last year before I had my leg injury. It was like an hour and a half walk to the next town on foot. We just went on foot down. There's a road that goes along the river, and you go to this next town over, and there's maybe 250, 300 people who live out there, and it's just all this riverfront property. And we looked at that and we're like, that could be an interesting thing. I'm a little nervous about living on the riverfront though, because over time, rivers rise and can eat away at the land. Um, but it's beautiful country out there. Anyway, just talking more about, we both love the idea of having something that's a little more remote so that we can just go out back and just not have any traffic, no sound of vehicles, and it's just your animals, and you're sitting out there smoking your pipe weed, drinking your ale, fishing if you want to, harvesting stuff from your garden. It's a nice life, man. I have discovered some new fishies. Saturday, 7 days left in summer. Do I need to water things yet? Yes. It's like my first thing that I gotta do. Some of these plants retain water for a while, some of them do not. Because these are acting like they don't need to be watered. Unless that's bugged, maybe? Let's give them some water anyways. They could be bugged. Like, I don't know. If they're not growing. If I had to guess, this might be a visual bug. That they're not, like, they're supposed to be getting water and they're not. So I would say I should just water them like I do all the other ones when I see them. My objective, Deeks, is to have a mountain property with a writing studio that has a great view. What I want is I want a view out, like either down a valley or out over the mountains. I'm gonna show you exactly what I want. Hang on, because I follow this guy on YouTube, and I've shared this before. I don't know if you can overwater plants or not. Anyway, this is the guy who I've been watching since he bought the property. And this is what I ultimately am going to convert our homestead channel into when we buy the next property. Hang on. I'll share this. His name is Martin Juilliard. He's got a YouTube channel, and he's been documenting the process. He bought this home up in the Italian Alps. Like, his original video has 14 million views on it, and it's him showing up after he just bought the property. He bought a property in Italy with 2 abandoned stone cabins on it, right? He bought this for, I'm vaguely remembering prices. I think he bought it for like 26,000 euro. And then he had to spend a few thousand euro to like get permits to build and get an assessor to come out and get permission to build a well and do a bunch of other stuff. And he's not allowed to do certain things to the property because those are old historical buildings. So he has had to do everything according to the local zoning restrictions, and he has to have assessors come out. So he's had to pay for some, but it was like 30,000 euro to buy the property and get everything set up so that he could start renovating. And then he has documented everything, and he puts out like 1 or 2 videos a week usually, and there's these big 45-minute long videos of just him building this property and renovating it over the course of like the past 2 years. And it's all been like manual labor by hand. He has people come in who want to help out. But if you look at this, like, the view that he has is just out down the mountains, out down the valley, because he's at the top of this valley. He's at the top of this mountain area, and he just has mountains around him and a view down the valley. So this is ultimately, when I see this is the number one in terms of what Chris and I are looking to do long term within the next like 3 to 5 years, is we're looking for a piece of property like this that we can buy. Doesn't have to have stone cabins on it, but we're looking for a piece of property like this so that she can have an art studio and I can have a writing studio with amazing views, with enough land that we can have all of our animals that we want to have. And yeah, somewhere here though. We've been looking up at the mountains in San Cristobal de las Casas and otherwise. But this is like the number one. When people ask me like, what are your, because I've done everything on my bucket list there is to do. What's left? This is what's left for me. That's my objective, is to end up with a mountain property in the next like 3 to 5 years, and spend the rest of my life just building shit, documenting it on YouTube, and writing fantasy and science fiction. And maybe still stream games from time to time. We'll see. Sorry to ask, but I've got a bit of a sniffle. A little cure would be very useful. Delphinium might help. What's up, Everett? Carpe says, I've been listening with my phone down in podcast mode. I had no idea Ren had such fabulous hair. I know, right? Fabulous! Have I got an opportunity for you? I have something of great value, but only for my closest friends. Buy now while stocks last. Remember, Hobson's latest bargains are not available in any shops. Renfail, did you sleep well? When you have a moment, come down to the shop. Fosco and I are quite keen to get these clubs started. We want you involved. Alright, did I put everything in my pantry? I did not. I feel like these plants might be bugged out. I'm going to see what they're like tomorrow, but I feel like these 3 plants are not growing. And it could be because they were bugged out and I didn't water them properly. I'll know more later. All right. Renfail Baggins. It's technically Underhill, sir. Hobson's Investment. Back to the village center. Blackberries. Always find the blackberries and harvest them. There's some honey mustard over here too. Sorry, hedge mustard. Honey mustard. Boop, 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 boop. Well, we have found some, you know, we may end up buying property around here, Wardroid, because like we've been offered some very, very good prices on some farmland around here, and so we're debating whether or not we're gonna take the money that we've saved and buy those properties as investment properties, and then just hold on to them for the next 3 years and then sell them when we're actually ready to make the purchase on a mountain property, because yeah, right now we're sitting on surplus, which is not being spent, and that's not very smart. We need money. Don't just grow on trees, man. You gotta go make it work for you. I would not want to live here long term. Like, this is great for us to have a place that's paid for and, you know, as a home. It's been a great base of operations for the past few years. It's too hot. The summertime is too hot here. Look upon the fine silver swan, lovingly crafted by the elves. Same say, that's not a swan, Hobson, that's an old duck. And I say, have you seen an elf swan? That's what one looks like a duck. I cannot discuss a price for such a rare artifact, but remember, for he who pays its weight in silver, dwarven luck will flow like a river. Yeah. Famous dwarf saying that. Suit yourself, but remember, there's always a bargain when Hobson's around. Bless my bargains, you're here. I got your letter. You said there was a bargain only for me. Did I say what it was? You said it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Can you narrow it down a bit more? Just how many once-in-a-lifetime opportunities do you have? Lots! What's the big offer? Not so loud. I must ask you to control your excitement. You might cry out with joy, but try to contain yourself. Behold! It's a fork. Exactly, crafted by the dwarves in their mines deep below the ground. Looks quite ordinary to me. Exactly, that's what's so good about it. Not right now, Hobson. This is just the first part of a complete dwarven dining set. Knives, forks, spoons. Perhaps next year. Teaspoons, dessert spoons, more spoons. Not interested. For this absurd little price of 1 silver penny a week, you will, over time, build up a collection of cutlery that will amaze and astound your friends. And who can't afford 1 silver penny a week? It's a steal. Goodbye, Hobson. Wait, my friend. You misunderstood me. I don't want you to buy anything. It sounded very much like you did. I know that as a hobbit living on your own, you have no need for such a wide range of enchantingly mismatched cutlery. No, these are for the bigger families here, but urgent business beyond Bywater summons me. I cannot tarry. I'm asking you to sell these items on my behalf. You know the hobbits here. They trust you. I trust you. We all trust you. So don't deny these hard-working families the opportunity of a lifetime. What if they want to pass it up? Well, sadly, the opportunity will pass them by, as the old saying goes. You can bring a hobbit to a crossroads, but you cannot make them boil a kettle without an onion. Something like that. Good luck. May fortune follow you. Did he just off a spoon onto me, or a fork? Make sure his wife isn't around. Yeah, he gave me a dwarven fork to sell. The Hobbit version of the Encyclopedia Britannica. Best Buy bargains, you're here. What has you got for sale?
Huh?
It's a box of pens. As sharp as dragon claws, but light as feathers. How much? 5 silver pieces. Nope. 4.5. Nope. 3? Nope. 1? I'm a bit desperate. Lady Cotton's told Farmer Cotton he can't buy anything else from me until next season. He's my best customer. Where am I going to find another? Are you telling the truth, Hobson? Not so loud. I've got my reputation to think of. I don't have anything anybody wants, just some old door hinges. Why don't you talk to Willow Took? She might need some hinges. Willow scares me a bit. Oh, she's nice. She doesn't like fools or false hobbits. And that's why she scares me. Are they good quality hinges? They were hand-forged by the dwarves of the Lonely Mountain. And you were doing so well, Hobson. Yeah. That's funny, man. Life as a Tough Customer, Part 1. Alright. I gotta try to sell these to, Sandy Man. And then I need to go see if Chris left me any coffee, because... Hold up, what was that? Mushrooms. Ooh, hadn't seen those before. A penny bun. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, Sandy Man, let's see if you'll buy a spoon. I've got an offer for you, Sandy Man. You've got a family, don't you? I have the joy of a son, yes. Where is he now? The last time I looked, my little Joy was carving goblin heads into our front door with a big knife. He's very creative. Do you think you might need a dining set? I'm sorry, Hobbit, for a moment I'm speechless. Are you trying to sell me something? Not exactly. I'm trying to be helpful. What sort of a dining set? Well, I've got this fork. The rest comes in weekly installments, 1 silver piece a week. This looks more like the rubbish that Hobson would try to sell. No offense. Well, this is Hobson's fork. He asked me to help him out. The pieces fall into place. I thought you had more hobbit sense than this, Underhill. If you go around peddling Hobson Hornblow's shoddy bargains, you'll soon lose your good standing in this village. It's a good job you told me. I was about to go and try and sell it to Farmer Cotton. Cotton? Will you now? Let me look at that again. He just wants to have one over on Cotton. You know, I think Hobson might have actually given you something of real value. This should go to someone with a big family, and there's no bigger family around here than the Cottons. Why don't you go and sell it to Farmer Cotton? Hurry along now. Okay. Go left. Go up through here. Go here. Down through here. Oh, it's up on the hill. You should see this, Farmer Cotton. Hobson Hornblow asked me if you'd like this for your home. Hobson said, did he? Let's talk about this back at the farm. He's got to get away from his wife. That's funny, man. Oh no, she's there. I'm not saying I'm going to buy, but I am interested. No, you're not. We've had enough of Hobson Hornblow's so-called bargains around our house. No, we haven't. I've put them all in this shed. Thank you kindly, Renfail, but I don't think we need anything else. You sure? Quite sure, thank you. Aren't we, husband? Yes, I suppose. So I'll just keep the fork then. Hang it up in your house as a reminder not to get caught up in Hobson's honeyed words. Alright, so wait for news from Hobson. Okay. Alright, we need to talk to Delphinium now. This way. This way? That way? Boop, 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 boop. What are these? Sparage. Nose workshop. Daisy Took, you look a bit puzzled. Are you alright, Daisy? I am puzzled. I've got this riddle to do, and I can't do it. Can I help? In the eye of a lake there stands a tree. In its roots you find what you seek. What do you think it means? Oh, it's a riddle. No, it's a ridder. Nora's given it to me, and it says ridder at the top. Oh, right, riddle. Nora gave it to you. She's teaching me to read and write. And Fosco and Orla too, and now Nora's teaching me. It's very kind of Nora. Well, let's see if I can work out the answer. So I have found a ridder. Alright, we gotta keep going deeper into this area. Welcome to the forest. Down here. Across here. Over through here. Yep, I'm on the Xbox version. Oh, some more asparagus is what they call it. Sparage. There she is. Can I help you? I'm looking to cure Frosco's sniffle.
Mm-hmm.
I know just the thing. Or rather, my mother knew just the thing. She was a great healer, you know. I asked her once, are you magic? Is that why you can cure everyone? I was only little. I told her I wanted to be a healer then and there, just like her. She could cure anyone. She was famous for it. Alright. Hope we can cure Fosco.
Mm-hmm.
Should be pretty simple. It's only a sniffle. All we need is an herb. Which herb do you need? I'm not sure. Why don't you click 3? One of them will do the trick. Oh, so these are how you trade her things to buy the jam.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Find Delphinium to give her the herbs, but I don't actually have any of the herbs on me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this is one of those cases where I have the herbs in my home, but not on me. Wild beef. See, yeah, I'm gonna have to probably either find some herbs around here or go back to my house, because I don't actually have 3 herbs on me at the moment. And I don't know where there would be any to harvest around here.